Okay, so in inventory for the company setup, we have a setting that mirrors BV for whether you want inventory transfers and receipts to post to the GL when you're doing them manually. What that default receiving account is, this is typically going to be the accrued accounts payable account. So it's not the debit account when receiving inventory, but the credit account. This is the default inventory adjustment account. So we allow you to adjust inventory out of stock for write-offs and such. You can put the count here that's normally used for those write-offs. So um, a shrinkage account or whichever you want to use, which of course you can override during adjustment to pick another account. For instance, advertising if you're giving away inventory for a prize for something. We allow you to mark up inventory on a transfer so that the master location makes a profit on the transfer, and that profit percentage is defined here. So you'd set it, say, a 2% transfer fee, and the account you'd pick here would be a sales account or an income account that posts that difference to. So every time you transfer an item from the master warehouse or from one warehouse to another, it's going to add 2% to the value of the item and then take that 2% difference in as a sales into one of your income account. This is due if you want landed cost enables to take landing duty and freight. This is whether you want to save the landed duty and freight to the inventory item. So each inventory item, if you receive a product, you can do line by line landed freight and duty. And if you put 5% on an item, this is checked off, then what will happen is that 5% will get saved to that inventory item. So the next time you order that and receive that item, it'll automatically add the 5% to it. Whether or not you want to use serialized inventory, whether you want to have that inventory get assigned its serial number when you receive it. If this is off, then it doesn't stock serial numbers, but it asks you for a serial number when you go to sell it. This one here, once you put an item on a sales order, it either prompts, if it's after selecting the item, then it will prompt for a serial number as soon as the item has been put on the order. You tick off the number of serial numbers that you want to sell, and once selected, will change the quantity to that number. If you do it after selecting the quantity, you first type in the quantity you're selling, and then you tick off an equal number of serial numbers. This is whether in the company-wide you want to enforce product code. So when you create a new part number, you must put a product code on it as well. Setting as to whether you are allowed to over-receive a purchase order. So if you order an item and you receive more of that item than you actually ordered, if this is unchecked, it will not let you over-receive. And then whether you want to be able to overcommit inventory, so allow your inventory to go into the negative. And then one for specifically for FIFO pricing, where you allowed FIFO to go negative as well.